परमात्मने नमः। अथ ध्यानम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोऽतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुनविषादयोगः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय।
Mahodaya, please read 4.34 shloka. 4.34.
अस्तु महोदय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Dhanyavad Mahodaya. Welcome all to English session of Bhagavad Gita. Good evening all. So last class we are doing the fourth chapter Jnana Yoga, and last class we did till 33rd shloka, I think. Yeah, 33. So the shloka said Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat Jnana Yajnaha Parantapa. So in the last week we have seen that Krishna says Jnana Yajna is the ultimate. Jnana Yajna is the Sreshta compared to the Dravyamaya. That is, we do with Homakunda and Havis and all. And also giving the materialistic things like Annadana or Vastradhana or Vidyadana. So all these things. And compared to this Annadana or this, we may give medicine, we may help in construction of hospital or school or whatever. So we have seen last week that Annadanam Param Danam Vidyadanam Tataf Param Annena Khanika Triptihi Yavad Jivancha Vidyaha. So we have seen that why Jnana Yajna is the ultimate. Why Jnana Yajna is the Sreshta? Because it lasts forever, and no doubt Annadana is the best. No doubt giving clothes or giving medicines is the best. But again, that is Kshanika Triptihi. So it gives, it satisfies only momentary, that the need it satisfies. But once a person gets jnana, then it remains forever, it remains even after the life. That's why jnana is so ultimate, so superior, so pure, says Krishna. So then, last time we have seen this. So then, how to get that jnana? From where we should go to get that jnana? So that he gives in this shloka, today's shloka, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha, says Krishna. Tad vidhi, know that, pranipatena, by doing danda namaskara, pariprashnena, by asking questions, sevaya, by doing guru seva, upadekshanti, they will advise you, they'll give you knowledge. Who? They give you knowledge. Who are they? Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha, those jnanis. So they will give you knowledge. Jnanam, they will give you knowledge. When you uh, do the guru seva, when you become their shishya. So, how to get this knowledge? Because in the previous shloka, he told that Jnana Yajna is the ultimate, that is Shrestha, that is the best. Then, how to get this knowledge? Next shloka, he's telling how to get that, from where to get that. So, first, we need to find a guru. And then, after getting a guru, the first step is we should totally surrender ourselves to that guru. So, for that, we do danda namaskara, like for God or for elderly people or for guru. What we do? Sashtanga namaskara. All 8 angas are involved. Many of you may be knowing this shloka also. Urasa shirasa drishtya manasa vachasa tatha padabhyam karabhyam janubhyam pranamoshtangam uchyate. Pranamoshtanga uchyate is there. So by chest, sirasa is head, drishtya, and manasa, vachasa, by all these should be involved in doing namaskara. So this namaskara is the symbol of politeness, kindness, vinamrata. So totally surrendering, that is indicated by doing this namaskara. So without surrendering, uh, you cannot become a shishya of any guru. So that shows the preparedness. So I am prepared to learn from you. So I don't know anything, I have come here for knowledge. So by only surrendering, so a shishya can get the knowledge, or a person can become shishya of a guru. So this vidya, transcendental knowledge or adhyatmika vidya, is not something that you get by giving fees. The Laukika Vidya you can get by giving fees, but Adhyatmika Vidya is not like that. It's not a commercial commodity at all. So you cannot get it. So how you can get? You should surrender totally to Guru, and then Guru should be pleased by you, and then he accepts you as a Shishya. Guru will not accept anybody his Shishya. Only when a person becomes shishya, only when a guru accepts him as a shishya, then he starts preaching him. So a shishya is said to be the guru's manasika putra. So he is like his son only. And whatever guru has learned from his guru, and whatever he has earned or he has done research by doing sadhana, so everything he gives to his student. So uh, even if guru's son has to learn from his father, he should become a student, he should become a sishya, only then he will get that. And in this adhyatmika world, there used to be so many secret things. So all those things guru used to give for a right sishya, for a capable sishya, for a samartha sishya. So what he used to do was, he used to observe them for many years. 12 years it used to be in ancient times, Gurukula Vasa, they used to stay there for 12 years, and guru used to test them. Why this guru seva is important? So we will see that. So then here, why it is important that he should surrender himself. And we have seen in starting of Bhagavad Gita also, uh, Arjuna says, Shishyasteham shadi mam tam prapannam And then also he says, Yat Shreyaha Nishchitam Bruhi Tanme. So only when Arjuna says that I am your Shishya, you give me knowledge, then Krishna starts. Even though Krishna and Arjuna had spent so many years together because they're cousins, they're friends, and Krishna had never advised Arjuna, because now Arjuna totally surrendered. That's why, and says that I am your Shishya, and then Krishna gives advice to him. Krishna started giving knowledge to him. So the first Lakshana of a Shishya is Vinamrata, politeness, kindness, preparedness to become a Shishya. The second is Pariprashnena. Pranipatana is doing Danda Namaskara, which is indication of Vinamrata. And second is Pariprashnena. So it doesn't mean that if a person has to be Vinamra, it doesn't mean that whatever Guru teaches, he has to just accept. He shouldn't ask anything. No. Actually, a good student always thinks whatever Guru teaches, he asks questions. And Guru also will be happy when a Shishya asks questions, because only then Guru will know that the Shishya was attentive, the first point. And second is where the Shishya is, how much he has understood, and what he has not understood, from where I should start. So all these things Guru will know only when the questions are asked by Shishya. So Pariprashna is very important in getting knowledge. So Krishna says that Pariprashna, first thing is Pranipata, that is Vinamrata, and second one is Pariprashna. And in our Gurukula Shasanas, so there are rules. Definitely a student should ask question, but in that question there should be Jnana Daha. That question should be purely out of Jnana Daha, that is to know the things, not with ahankara, not with vitandavada, that is just to argue for sake of arguing. It should never go out of topic. And also there should be saralata in that, it's said. So there should be vidheyata, there should be jnanadaha, there should be saralata, and there shouldn't be vitandavada and ahankara. Say the shloka about this, how the pariprashna should be. So pranipata is vinamrata, that is surrendering himself or preparedness to learn or get the knowledge. And second point is pariprashna. He should ask questions to get more knowledge or clear his doubts. And the third point is sevaya. So seva, Krishna uses one more word here as seva. So this was a great thing, or it was a very very essential thing in Gurukula, that Guru Seva. Uh, the Shishya had to please a Guru by doing Guru Seva. So it was not by fees, or it was not by praising the Guru. It was not by showing if he is a prince or anything, but it was only through Guru Seva he had to please a Guru. And in those days in Gurukulas and all, the Guru, those Gurus were not getting any fees, they are not taking any fees. And also at the end, only that Guru Dakshina used to be there. So the real Shishya had to do only Guru Seva, nothing else. Why so much of importance is given to Guru Seva? There are two, three things in that. At 12 years, the student used to stay in that house, and he used to be almost like son of a guru always. And then he used to learn so many things, not only the bookish knowledge, he used to learn so many things. He used to learn how to go to forest and bring the firewood, how to clean the ashram, how to cook food, because it was impossible for the Guru Patni to do cook food for all the students. So they used to learn everything. They used to learn all the basic life skills in Gurukula apart from the studies. And also that used to show how that student has Shraddha. So suppose he had to do more work. So how he it really helped him to become, to lead an active life. If a student is very lazy, then after staying there for 1 year, then he might go home, run home, because thinking that so much of hard work he has to do. So in fact, if you can see that a great singer, Hindustani singer Bhimsen Joshi, so he went to a guru in Maharashtra. And then initially the guru didn't teach him any lessons. 2 3 years he had to do only household chores. He had to draw water from the well and fill all the water tanks and clean the house. And guru was not teaching him anything. So Guru was testing him. Really, is he interested to learn? how much of patience he has, and is he lazy or is he really active, is he really interested in learning music. So Guru said, just 2 3 years, do Guru Seva. And he did that, and then the Guru started teaching him. Guru was so pleased, so impressed by this person's dedication. He thought that, oh, this person is really interested to learn music, so he never minds wasting 1 or 2 years, but he wants music, so I have to teach him. And you know how famous singer he became. So this was the uh, effect of Guru Seva in those days. And even in Ramakrishna's, Paramahamsa's Gurukula also, there were so many students. One among them is famous Vivekananda or Narendra, and who was very intelligent, as all of you know. And then one more was there called Latu. So he was not at all intelligent, very dull student. He was not understanding anything, but he had a lot of Guru Bhakti. So he said, oh Guru, I'm very sorry that I'm not able to learn anything. I'm not able to understand whatever you teach. And all my classmates are able to answer whatever questions you ask, but I'm not able to understand. But please don't send me out of ashram. I want to do Guru Seva. So if I don't learn anything, it's okay. So I'll become your paricharak and I'll stay with you. So then Guru also told okay, and he stayed there for so many years. He did Guru Seva. He used to press the feet of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he used to blow wind for him with the fan, hand fan, and also make his bed and all these things. Wherever the Guru used to go, this person also used to go. And finally, over the years, by listening the lessons, the classes, Guru used to do always pravachana, patha, and all those things to other shishas. And it is said that it is history, it is not mythological, it is very recent years. And that Latu, he became a great Pandit, and Vivekananda himself was so surprised to see him after so many years. And that person, Latu, he knew everything after staying with the Guru and after doing Guru Seva. And Vivekananda describes it as a Adbhuta and names him as Adbhutananda. So he also became Ramakrishna's Shishya, and he also started preaching people Adbhutananda. So this is the power of Guru Seva. That's why a lot of importance was given in ancient time for Guru Seva also. So Krishna says that these are the three qualities a person should have. One is pranipata, total surrender, and then second is pariprashna, and third is Guru Seva. So all these things, if done, then te jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha jnanam upadekshanti. So those jnanis, no, the they means for you here. So those jnanis, they will advise or they will give you the knowledge, says Krishna here. Mahodaya, agre patatu.
अस्तु महोदय यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यतो मयि
यत् ज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतानि अशेषेण द्रक्ष्यसि आत्मनि अथो मयि, says Krishna. So what happens after getting this knowledge? What are the benefits? So he said that knowledge is the ultimate thing. Jnana yajna is the shrestha yajna, best yajna. And how to get that knowledge? Search a good guru, and then sevaya, pariprashnaya, and pranipatena. So by these three things, you please the guru, and he will give you the knowledge, because guru also will be in search of a good sishya. So whatever he has learnt, he wants to just transfer that to the next generation. So always Guru also will be in search of good Shishya, and getting a good Shishya is also very difficult, because Guru should decide the Vidya, whether the Shishya is capable or not. So because we have seen in Mahabharat, when Brahmastra was taught to Ashwatthama, what happened? So always Guru used to search and then see that if the Vidya is used properly by this Shishya or not, whether my Vidya should not be misused like the Brahmastra was misused by Ashwatthama. So Guru used to be always in search of good Shishya. So getting a good Shishya was also a great opportunity, and getting a good guru was also great opportunity. And after getting this opportunity, after getting this jnana, what happens and what are the benefits? So here Krishna is telling. So after knowing this, yat jnatva, after knowing which, what happens? Punaha moham evam na yasyasi. So you will never look back, you will never you will never distracted by the worldly attractions, because you become jnani. So that is the first benefit, he says. Once you become jnani, then what happens? You will never feel like again getting into this worldly affairs, because your jnana becomes perfect. And the second one, he says, Ena means by which knowledge, Bhutani Asheshena, without leaving anything, all the living beings, all the creatures you can see within yourself, Atmani, Atho Mai, within me also, he says. So we'll see one by one, because what he says is, once you get that knowledge, then you are never distracted by these worldly attractions, because any action that you do, finally what happens? They end up in knowledge. Any action that you do, only when, if you do it with yajna drishti, may it be your niyata karma, or it may be your kamya karma. So I have told you that there are two types of duties, two types of actions, two types of karmas. One is niyata karma, that is prescribed duty, like how a teacher has to teach, mother has to take care of child, and engineer, doctor, each of them have their duty which they cannot run away, they must do it. And one more is kamya karma, it may be our hobbies, or it may be additional work that we do out of interest. So whatever job we do, whatever action we do, whatever we perform, if we learn to do it by yajna drishti, then it is said that it will merge with knowledge, so it will end with knowledge. How is that? Doing it yajna drishti means what? We have seen it several times, but again we'll see what is doing an action with yajna drishti. Any action that we do, so we should do it with nishkama karma, without any expectation. And one more thing is, do it with bhagavad arpana bhava. It is very important to do it with bhagavad arpana bhava. What is that? That is, any action that I do, I should say to myself that naham karta, srihari karta. I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer. He has selected me to do this work. On behalf of him I am doing it, but I'm not the owner. We shouldn't take the ownership. So if we can learn that, and then it becomes yajna bhava. And why we should do that? Why we should dedicate everything to God? What is the benefit that we get? So if I can take an example for this, suppose suddenly someone, say my in my school where I work, my principal asked me to deliver a speech where thousands of parents or audience are there, and I feel so tensed, I may feel so stressed, and the day when it comes, so what happens? My hands may shiver, or my uh, throat may dry up. Why all these things happen? I feel so tensed, I feel so stressed, isn't it? Because time also is not much given for that. So why I feel so stressed? It is the case with anyone who is delivering the speech for first time, anyone who is addressing such a huge gathering first time. And if it is first time, and then definitely most of us feel this, have this feeling. Why it happens? Because I think that it is my speech. I think that if it is not done properly, then I get insulted or people may laugh at me. So I take the entire responsibility on me. So I think that I am doing it. Instead, if I am able to transfer that to God, and if I say that, oh God, it is your seva, what I am doing is your seva. So whatever comes, good or bad, it is yours. I am not the owner, you are the owner. So if I can do this, if I can transfer that ownership to God, if I learn to do that, then what happens? I feel so relaxed. Even if it's not good, I should say that it is Daivecha. Even if it is good, I should give the entire credit to God. Oh God, you have done it. I have not done what I can do. You have done it. Even if it is good, I should give the credit to the God. Even if it is not good, even if people don't appreciate it, then also I shouldn't care, thinking that I have done my duty and it was daivecha that it didn't come out well. So if I'm prepared for that, then what happens? I become so relaxed, so stress free. So I never feel anxiety or any of these things. So this is called as Bhagavad Arpana. This is the benefit of doing Bhagavad Arpana. So any task, any challenging work, challenge, big or small, so if we can do every time, if we can think that it is not my work, it is God's work. Naham karta, Sri Hari karta. If we learn to do this, then what happens? We will get jnana. It's not only that is the jnana. So thinking like this itself is jnana. And once we learn to do this, because by experience we know that if we don't do it like this, if we do it the other way, what happens? We have experienced. So only when we do it by this bhava, and we are so relaxed. So once we realize this fact, once we realize this truth, what happens? We'll never look back. It is like uh, in a desert, when a person moves, so in a hot day, what happens? When he is moving, he feels that there is water. It is called as mirage. So it's not only in desert, sometimes in a sunny day, in some very hot states, in Karnataka only I have seen some parts of North Karnataka. So what happens? When we are walking, we feel that water is there. When we go near, there will be no water. It's on road only I have seen, on this star road only I have seen in my childhood. So on a sunny day, we feel that water is there. When we go near, it is not water, it's just road. It's called as mirage. And then, so after one day we get fooled, and next day also sometimes we may get fooled, but by third day we know that it's not water. So that ajnana has gone. First day I had no knowledge that there is no water, so I thought that water is there. I went near and then saw that there is no water, but after 1 or 2 days I realized that it is mirage, it's not water. So once if that knowledge comes, then it never goes. That knowledge will be with me. I will be always thinking that, oh, it's not water, so it just shines like that. It's not water. So like this, a person, when he gets jnana, then it becomes concreted, it becomes cemented. He says that's why punaha moham evam na yasyasi pandava. You will never get that ajnana again. If that ajnana, if you get jnana, then it becomes you become so perfect in that, and then you will never look back. There may be so many attractions, worldly things, materialistic things around you, but then also, because your ajnana is burned now, like how if you bring groundnut seeds from the shop, and if you sow them in a field or land, what happens? They germinate. But if you roast them in fire and then you sow them, then they'll not germinate, because that dampness in that seeds is gone, so that it is dead. It cannot grow as a new tree now. In the same way, of a person, if he has got jnana, then what happens? Ajnana is burnt already. So if ajnana is burnt, then he will never look back. He is not distracted by any of the worldly affairs, any of the worldly attractions. So he becomes a jnani. This is the lakshana of a jnani. Once he gets jnana, then he is never disturbed or distracted by the worldly affairs, says Krishna. That is the one benefit of a jnani. And then ena bhutani asheshena drikshasi atmani atho mahi, he says. So once he becomes a jnani, then he is able to see God within himself, and he is able to see God in the all the other individuals also. So now he understands what is first thing is the first lakshana of jnana is he understands who is he, and then he can see his own atma, he can see paramatma, he can see who is God, where is God, and also he can see God in each and every individual. So bhutani, all asheshena, without leaving anybody. Shesha is remainder. So without leaving anybody, all the individuals, all the creatures, all the living beings, so he can see God in them. So and then he can see all those bhutani within himself, because God is within me, God is in all the individuals, so he can see all the individuals within him. That means He can feel the pain and sufferings of the others as his own pain. He becomes compassionate towards each and every individual, towards each creature. So he can see all individuals within him, and he can see all the individuals along with including himself in God, because he knows that God is everywhere. Etkincha jagatyam jagat. Everywhere God is there. Everywhere, whether it is living or non-living, God is there. It is like in the cinema theater, screen is there. In the screen, all the roles come, all the individuals come, and finally, what remains is only screen. In the same way, God is like a screen, and all of us will be coming and going, coming and going. So, God, all of us are in the God. So, Jnani can see all these things when he gets Jnana. So that's what Krishna is telling. When a person becomes jnani, then he sees Bhagwan everywhere, within him also, within others also, and he realizes that there is no place where there is no God. He realizes that there is no heart where there is no God. Behind every name, behind every situation, whether it is good or bad, he sees God. Whatever he sees, he he remembers God. So whatever drishya he sees, that is God. So whether it is any situation, whether it is good or bad, he says that it is God's wish, it is Daivecha. So he sees everywhere God, and that is the benefit. And once he starts seeing everywhere God, what is the benefit is, he will not hate anybody, he will not get upset for anything, because he sees only God everywhere. So he is not unhappy with anybody, because he thinks that God is there within him. So what, God is responsible for his behavior. If some person is not behaving in a way what I expect him to do, so Jnani, what he does, okay, that must be Daivecha. So God has given a mind to do so, so he is doing. So it is Bhagwan's leela. So Bhagwan must be having some other plan, so he is doing like that. All of us are just some roles to play, we are characters. So some may be villain, some may be hero, some may be some supporting character. So this is all God's wish. So the Jnani thinks like that. So he doesn't become upset with anybody or anything. That is the benefit of becoming a Jnani. Mahodaya, agre patatu.
अस्तु महोदय।
Hmm.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि।
Ah, धन्यवाद महोदय. सो अपि चेत् असि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेन एव व्रजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि, says Krishna. So chet api, even if you are the worst of the sinners, papakruttamaha, but sarvam jnanaplavena, just by the raft of the knowledge, you shall cross the burden of sins. Vrijinam santarishyasi. So he says, even if you have done the worst papa out of all the sinners, you are the papishtatama, then also, just if you board a boat, a small boat or a raft called as knowledge, then you can cross all the Papa Samudra, says Krishna. So, we people, we might have done so many Papa Krityas, Papa Karmas when we are Adnyanis, when we are in Adnyana. So when a person is in Adnyana, then he may not feel sad, or he may not realize that what he is doing. uh, so it's only when a person tries to come out of it, then he realizes that how much sin he has done in the past. It's like when taking bath, there will be a bucket and a mug. So when the mug is in the water, even if it is full, it is weightless. We won't feel the weight. So when we lift it out of water, we feel the weight of that mug. In the same way, when we are immersed in doing wrong things, we'll not realize, because we are totally covered with ajnana at that time. So we are not aware of what is right, what is wrong. So we are doing some papa karmas. But when we realize that what we have done is papa, then we feel so sad. We start cursing ourselves, and we think that, oh my god, I cannot be elevated. I cannot get God now because I have done so many sins. So I I cannot go to Swarga, or I cannot go to God. What I get next life or in this life is only Naraka. I get only hell because I have done so many Papa karmas. And some people, what they do is, especially criminals, those who are in jails and all, once they if realize that they have done so many Papa karmas, then they think that we don't have any future. So anyhow, hell is fixed for us. So I have not learned anything else in life. So when that person is released from jail, we have seen many times, they again start doing the same work of robbery or anything like that. Why? Because he thinks that he cannot come out. There is no way out for him because he has done so many. He is the papishtatama. He has done so many sins. He is a criminal. So yeah, he cannot be uplifted by anyone. He thinks like that. But this shloka is a ray of hope for the papishtatama. Krishna says, whatever may be the crime you have done, but if now you realize your crime, then you are definitely, you can be elevated, says Krishna. You can be uplifted. And this is the reason in the jails they call people to give a talk on Bhagavad Gita, or make them do Gita Pathana, make them do Gita Parayana, because Gita has a hope, ray of hope for each and every individual. The Papishtathama also, Krishna says that board a uh, boat or raft of knowledge, then you can come out of Papa. And for the criminals, it's the greatest Asha Kirana, we can say. And it's not only criminals, it's all the individuals who have not done Papa. Everybody has done one or the other. And some will realize and some will not realize. Some will admit and some will not admit. Some do uh, less papas and some do more papas. But all the individuals, all the human beings, with knowledge or without knowledge, definitely they will do some sins. Why they do? Because of ajnana, and because they felt that that was right that time. That's why they had done. And the reason for all this is ajnana. So when a person gets jnana, so person getting jnana means, that's for that only Krishna is telling, board a raft or a boat. So then what happens? You will get jnana. So when you get jnana, how much ever may be that papa sagara, how much ever deep it may be, how much ever vast it may be, how much ever papa you might have done, and there may be in that samudra, there may be crocodiles, there may be big big waves, but if you board a raft or boat of knowledge, then very easily you can cross that papa samudra, says Krishna. Why? How it is possible? Because when we you board that, what boat it is? It is boat called as jnana. And what is your destination? Destination is God. So now your heart is pure, you're traveling towards God, and you have boarded a boat called as jnana. So you will get Bhagavan, says. How much ever, like how in a burning fire, whatever we put, everything becomes everything becomes ash. It is burnt into ashes. In the same way, if in a fire called as jnana, how much ever big papa is there, if it is put there, then it all the papas are burnt into ashes. So then what is, so how is it possible? In a room, in a dark room, that there is total darkness, but a small torch if we get, then that is enough to show us the path to go out. In the same way, how much ever sin we might have done, but if we take the support of jnana, then we can come out of that papa samudra. So what is the meaning of taking support of jnana? So what is jnana? Jnana is doing the action. Definitely, to get jnana, we should do karma. Tan karmajan vidhi, we have seen last week. So everything is the knowledge, it comes out of karma only. So we should do action, we should do karma. How we should do? It is 100% attention, 100% arpana, that is dedication, and 0% expectation. 0% expectation, 100% attention, 100% dedication. That is called as jnana. So do any work without any expectation. When we say without any expectation, don't do in a careless manner. Put 100% attention in that. Do it with 100% care, and then totally give it to Bhagavan, dedicate it to Bhagavan. So, attention and zero expectation and total dedication, that is called as knowledge. So, once we start working like this, and then definitely there is no doubt that we will have inner peace, calmness, and that is the, and of course, we move towards God, and that is the benefit of getting knowledge. महोदय अग्रे पठतु.
अस्तु महोदय। यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा।
यथा एधांसि समिद्धः अग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. He says. So, like how uh, the flames of the fire burns down the wood into ashes, in the same way fire of knowledge, that is jnanagni, reduces the burden of actions into heap of ashes, says. So like how in a burning fire, whatever we put, it is burnt into ashes. It may take some time, but everything is burnt into ashes. In the same way, in a burning fire called as jnana, whatever we put, how much or big the papa may be, but everything will be burnt into ashes. So then, if a person like how I told you the example of groundnut seeds. When the ajnana is burnt into ashes, then what happens? The jnana becomes totally concrete jnana. That is, he will not look back. That is, he will not do any wrong things again because he is a jnani. He has got jnana, so he never becomes uh, ajnani again because he has got perfect knowledge. So sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. In the same way, jnanagni, it just burns all the papa karmas, says Krishna. So once if a person gets jnana, then all his papas, all his sins are burnt. That is the special feature of jnana. So once if a person becomes becoming jnana means what? Doing good deeds only. That person only is called as jnani. So one thing is he stops doing the wrong things and he starts doing the good things and in with a yajna bhava, and that is called as jnani, and he never looks back, he never does wrong things, and all his uh, papa karmas are burnt in the fire of Agni, says Krishna. Mahodaya agre pathatu.
अस्तु महोदय। न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति।
धन्यवाद महोदय. So it is a very popular shloka. All of you must be knowing it. Any educational institutions, universities, school, colleges, so they most of the times what where I have seen, so as a dheya vakya, so they write it as their institutions dheya vakya. It is very important and uh, very nice shloka it is. That's why it has become so popular. So here Krishna says that nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. Iha means in this world there is nothing exists more purifying than knowledge of Atman. So knowledge means which knowledge? Adhyatmika jnana. So in course of time one attains perfection by yogic practices and realizes oneself, says Krishna. So we'll see what's the meaning of this. So in this world there are so many things, but nothing is as pure as knowledge. Nothing is as superior as knowledge, says Krishna. It is because we have seen in the last shloka also why Dravya Yajna, Jnana Yajna Sreshtaha iti we have seen. And Dravya Yajna gives temporary happiness, Jnana Yajna gives permanent happiness. That's why Jnana is Sreshta. And in Jnana, we have two things. One is Laukika and one more is Paramarthika. Laukika Jnana is related to this loka, that is our maths or science or history, geography, whatever we learn, commerce or whatever we learn. No doubt, they are also very, very essential. But how much ever the person may be expert in Laukika Jnana, one day when he becomes old or he is caught in some vulnerable situations, he needs Adhyatmika Jnana. He needs Paramarthika Jnana. He may not, if he doesn't have this jnana, he may not be able to face the difficulties like facing the demise of his near and dear ones. In difficult situations, in tough situations, this is Paramarthika Jnana which helps an individual. So, how much ever the person may be a great achiever in Laukika Prapancha, but at some point in his life, he needs Paramarthika Jnana. Everybody, every individual of any age, we need the Paramarthika Jnana, which gives the knowledge of not only Atman. So, Atman is one thing. Who am I? That the Jnana includes all these things. That is, who am I? Who is God? What is my destiny? What is my goal? Where I am moving towards? That is important knowledge. We are all moving towards God. So, that is one of the knowledge. And how to perform action. How to get this knowledge? By performing action. How to perform action? We have to perform action, our prescribed duty, and the kamya karma. So both the things we people do, and how to do it with yajna bhava, and that is the knowledge. So he says that all the work, you do whatever work, but all the work it ends with knowledge. What is that knowledge? Doing it Bhagavad Arpana Bhavana, that is the knowledge. So he says that this knowledge is very, very pure. So if a person has that knowledge, then he can be happy forever. That's why. So, but this knowledge will not come at once. It is very slow. It very slowly changes our perception. It very slowly changes the way we think. It needs our experience also. By experience we start getting the knowledge. Initially when we were young, I think we used to have a lot of expectation with the work. We used to expect that I should get so many marks in this examination. I so and so should praise me, or I do this, I should get this. So all these expectations were there initially, but by practice, gradually, we have understood that expectation leads to sorrow. So we should not expect anything. And then by doing Bhagavad Arpana, how relaxed we become. That is also by experience we realize. And also by um, doing, even though we don't expect anything from the work, we cannot do it in a careless way. And what happens, we really don't feel happy. So we are happy only when we pay our 100% attention. So only then we are happy. So we realize all these things slowly. It takes time to realize all these things. That's why journey from ajnana to sujnana is not a one day matter. It takes one life or many lives sometime. So the journey towards purnata is always very slow. Every inch, every uh, every small space also we need to crawl and go. So there are so many paths to go to this destination. So some go by bhakti yoga, some go by karma yoga, dhyana yoga, and all these things merge in jnana yoga. Everything merge in jnana yoga. That's what he says. So then, tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha kalena atmani vindati. So then what happens after learning all these things, how to perform an action, what is knowledge, who am I, all these things, getting everything. So what happens? The person thinks that I will be getting knowledge from some outside sources, but actually, uh, swayam Tat swayam kalena atmani vindati. He gets that knowledge within himself. It's not anywhere outside. Atmani. He gets vindati, gets kalena after many days. Gradually, he yoga samsiddhaha, one who gets that siddhi, that yogi, he gets that knowledge within himself. So, what happened all these days? Why I was not able to see the jnana within myself? Because it was covered by ajnana. So then what happened? Gradually, by reading the Shastras and by listening through gurus, and then by doing action without any expectation, that is Nishkama Karma, what happens? Gradually, the Chitta Shuddhi happens by reading the books, by listening to the Guru, and by doing action with Yajna Bhava. What happens? The Chitta Shuddhi happens. So once the Chitta Shuddhi happens, then the whatever ajnana, it is covered by something, no, gradually it becomes uncovered. Like suppose a mirror is there, lot of dust is there in that mirror, we cannot see our reflection, and that mirror is cleaned, then we can see our face. In the same way, when chitta shuddhi happens, then what happens? We can see God within ourselves. Chitta shuddhi means what? There is zero hatredness, zero jealous, and then everywhere there is prashanta bhava, no reaction to the surroundings, whatever may be the surroundings, whatever something will be going on around us, it may be good, it may be bad, so not getting excited for any of those things. So if chitta shuddhi happens, then we will attain that state of mind, that level of mind state, and that is called as yoga samsiddha. And then what happens? He finds within himself the God. It's like it is said that Kasturi Mriga, so that Keshar which is having, that fragrance is coming from its own Nabhi, but it searches everywhere, it seems. So it searches everywhere for that fragrance, oh, from where this fragrance is coming. So it wanders here and there, it wanders a lot, and finally it gets tired and comes and sits, and finally it realizes that that fragrance is coming out of his own navel or nabi. In the same way, what a human being does is entire his life he'll be searching, he'll be going to temples, he'll be searching God. God is here, God is here, God is here, but actually God is within ourselves, God is within us only. But to see him, we should get that jnana. So we should have the chitta shuddhi. Only then we can see him within us, says Krishna. Tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalena atmani vindati. Kalena, after some time, atmani, within himself, vindati, gets. Once, what are the things we should have to see Bhagavan in ourselves? One is we should get jnana, and with that jnana, there will be chitta shuddhi. When chitta becomes shuddha, pure, clean, then we can see God there, says Krishna. I think time is up, and another five more shlokas are, four more shlokas are remaining, I think, and next week we'll finish this fourth chapter. Dhanyavada sarvebhyah. Parayana, Mangala shloka.
Sukanya Bhagini? Sukanya Bhagini?
Yes, ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಇದೆಯಾ? 8:53 ಆಯ್ತು.
ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಭಗಿನಿ.
ಮಾಡಲ್ವಾ?
ಓನ್ಲಿ 5 ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ತಾನೆ?
ಓಕೆ. ಭಗಿನಿ ಯಾವ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಿಂದ?
ಭಗಿನಿ ಇದು